So, welcome, Anne. Thank you so much for being here. As you know, most of our audience are behavioral health professionals. We're very excited, at least I know I am, to learn more about haiku and how we can incorporate that into our treatment planning. So, again, thank you. And let's start off by for clinicians that may be not familiar with haiku, what exactly is it? And why is it uniquely suited for our therapeutic work?
Okay. Um, Courtney did furnish some questions for me before so I could prepare for this. And one of the words that you used in this question was uniquely suited. I actually had to look up the word uniquely as a wordsmith. I thought I knew what it meant. And I don't know if it's uniquely suited, but it is very suited to this kind of work because it's concise and it's just like a snapshot.
Mm-hmm.
And um, haiku goes, speaking of concise, if you don't read school or middle school, haiku is basically a Japanese form of poetry that, in the most common usage, it has 3 lines. And the first line is composed of 5 syllables, the second is 7, and the third is 5. So the total is 17 syllables, and people try to write maintaining that kind of structure. Um, so uniquely suited to healing work. Um, Modern life can be quite big and expansive. And haiku forces us, requires us to kind of shut things down and focus and find some meaning
Mm-hmm.
in all the hubbub.
Okay. So it's 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables.
Hmm.
That's what makes it different, I guess, than other kind of forms of creative writing and poetry.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And you usually choose a little topic like journaling.
Hmm.
For example, you might use stream of consciousness just to see what's in there and let it flow and let it go. But haiku is almost the opposite. It's pulling in and focusing. It's probably picking a topic, whether it's an emotion like sadness or anxiety or shame. Usually it's picking an emotion, be it negative, or in many cases it can be positive. It can be peacefulness or contentment. Um, and so you pick and you focus down.
Okay. So I know there's been some research with other kinds of writing and journaling that we know is, very
Mhm.
beneficial to people. What have you found specifically about haiku that's so we talked about the, conciseness, but what's
Right.
some of the research that shows how this is effective for, therapy or in your own research,
Hmm.
with
Yes,
your
my own
clients?
research.
How does it feel, to them and what benefits have you seen from it?
Um, I'm sorry, rephrase that, go back to the beginning. You're looking for information on how haiku is more beneficial than other types of expressive writing.
Right. So I think, at least in my own experience, we're very familiar with, journaling and,
Right.
self-reflection journaling and how that can positively impact, our overall and our
Right.
well-being. Until I read your book, I wasn't familiar with how haiku could be so beneficial to,
Huh.
the counseling process.
Yes.
So I'm pleasantly
Okay.
surprised. So
Nice.
I'm wondering, and you, in your book too, you do a really nice job of going through different types of, like trauma, having mixed emotions, and we'll get into that more. But I guess just kind of an overview of what are the benefits of writing haiku?
Okay. A few things come to mind. One, you can write haiku anytime, anywhere in your own head because it's so short. I find myself often driving to work. I have a half-hour drive one way, so I'm driving 5 hours a week. So I'm in my car that much.
Mhm.
And I find myself, I do part of one of the things I do, I call them lyricus. I'm really inspired by lines from songs. And so I'll take that and I'll play with it. I'll say, "Ooh, that's deep," or "Wow, that hits me hard, positively or negatively." And I'll want to play with that concept because it speaks to me. And
Mhm.
so I start haikus in my head. I'm not very technologically adept. I know I could probably grab my phone and keep my eye on the highway and talk into it, the line I want to retain.
Mhm.
But I also try to retain, I go, "Ooh, when I get to work, don't forget that line," and then I'll write it down somewhere.
Mhm.
Um, so one, haiku can happen anywhere, and you don't have to become a haikuer to appreciate or benefit from writing haikus, but I think I'm there now after doing it pretty regularly for about 10 years. So one, haiku comes, the inspiration can come from anywhere, something you're feeling and going, ooh, I want, oh, that feels like somebody just stabbed me in the stomach. And you go, wow, that's kind of evocative as an image. And so you might hang on to that. So that's the other thing about haiku that's helpful is, well, again, it's short. It's kind of like the hip hop of writing, you know, nowadays. it- So you don't have to set aside time to write like you would with journaling,
Okay.
probably. I mean, maybe people in this day and age can journal by speaking into their phones when they're
Mm.
doing something else, but also haiku, and I figured this out. I was not someone who studied haiku in school. I wasn't an English major. I am a wordsmith. I was a Spanish teacher in a past life. So I love language. Um, but haiku, I have found out, is really a mini meditation.
Mm.
And, meditation and mindfulness, um, centering and focusing are words that any mental health professional in this day and age is familiar with. Actually, any person is familiar with the benefits of being able to slow down, go in, pause, think, feel. And writing haiku permits all of those things to happen simultaneously.
Mm.
It's so sweet.
We have some
Good.
chatter in the chat. So
Wow.
I'm wondering if you guys would want to put in if you've ever done haiku with clients already,
Great.
because the more you talk about the benefits and really the fact that it seems like besides the 575, there's really no rules to it and anyone can do it and it's quick, that I feel like we should be using it more. And I feel bad
Yes.
that I haven't.
Thank you for that. You just also spoke to the benefits of writing haiku. People say, "Oh, I can't write," or I'm not an author." I'm like, you don't have to rhyme because that intimidates people when they're
Mhm.
learning to write poetry that rhymes. You don't have to rhyme. Punctuation doesn't matter.
Mm.
Spelling doesn't matter to me. You don't necessarily, in writing haiku, depending on how you're doing it and what the therapy approach is, if it's individual or group
Mhm.
or like this, you don't have to share it.
Mm.
Expressive writing is for yourself to externalize that which you hold in. You never have to share it with anyone. However, the sharing can be very therapeutic as well and healing. So
Mm.
yeah, haiku can be utilized in so many different ways. And it's there, you can silence your inner critic. I love that expression. I have a haiku somewhere on that. Because it doesn't matter how you write. I'm moving things around all the time. I'll
Mhm.
start a haiku with a concept. I'll go, oh, that's 5 syllables. I'll start it with that. And then I'm developing the haiku and maybe leaving it and going back or going, oh, I know what I'm going to say. Boom, boom, boom.
Mhm.
And then later I'll go, oh, no, that would sound better at the end.
Mm.
So there's a lot of flexibility within the structure. I love that of 17 syllables.
Right. But like
17.
you said, again, it's so concise and it's not, oh, I have to keep adding more. It's,
Less. Less
right.
is more.
When it's done, it's done. And so you're just really focusing on those words that you want to use, which brings me to my other question. So it talks about how it can increase emotional awareness and kind of that emotional vocabulary. Can you explain a little more? And I'll give you, when I was reading through your book, I was practicing with the haikus, and we'll do some of that later on for the interactive part.
Mhm.
And in my head, I was like, okay, I'm not really I've written books, I'm an author, but I wouldn't necessarily consider myself really like a creative writer, or definitely not poetry. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a little bit tricky. And I did the prompt on nature. And it was interesting because I was like, oh, I can see why this would be so beneficial to clients because it's so short and so concise that you really get to the point of how you're feeling or what you want to convey. But the words that kind of just pop up are like your own. And then why yours would be different. So you have that little bit
Yes.
of creativity in yourself, but it's also so structured, but also not at the same time. So I could see myself doing it with clients of any age, because it's like, okay, it's kind of like that, like free association. Just say the words that come to mind
Yep.
and then
Yep.
restructure it a little bit. But then it gives you this little piece of how you're feeling about something without being too wordy about it.
Yes.
So I think that part is,
Wow.
helps with the emotional vocabulary. There was one strategy that I used to use with clients, and I didn't come up with it, but it was talk about how if you had some stressors and you wanted to talk about it or write about it, you could, but you could only use a note card. So
Ah.
instead of having like pages and pages of what was stressing you out, you had to
Hmm.
kind of pick and choose
Hmm.
how you wanted to express it. And I feel like haiku kind of does that. So if you take a really big emotion or a big situation that's stressing you and try to be more specific about it,
Think.
right, that's where then the kind of the healing process starts because you're forced to really think about how it's making you feel.
Bam.
See, your
Yeah.
book did a great job of explaining it.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. I
You're
have to
welcome.
be honest. I joke about my book that it's a bestseller or not. I mean, I wrote it. I wrote it because I had something to say. I was like, oh, this stuff is good. And I wrote it because I really believed it could be helpful. I never wrote it with the intention of publishing it. It's the first thing
Yeah.
I've ever published. But I was like, this is good. And Hatherleigh thought it was good too. And I'm like,
Mhm.
great. But no one yet has really gotten back to me who's done the book
Hmm.
and said, this really helped me, or this is really good. So, Courtney, I really appreciate your input here.
You're welcome. Well, hopefully after this
And as
chat,
a
you'll have
therapist,
many more because we're getting, like I said, a lot of chatter. And someone was
good.
asking if you wouldn't mind kind of recapping your steps again about how it quiets and focus and refocuses writing the haiku.
Well, this is tricky. Haiku is not something you can really talk about. It's the doing that's the learning.
Hmm.
It's very experiential. So for me to explain how it works, it's very different than doing it.
Okay. So,
So to explain how, again, read that.
they would appreciate your recapping your steps again about quieting and focusing.
Oh, that's tricky. I don't know. I don't try. It's just the doing, the deciding that I have something to either say or explore or figure out.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty much an expert in self-care for a variety of reasons, and so I don't mind taking the time. For a
Hmm.
lot of people nowadays, I think um, it's hard for them to even pause.
Hmm.
So that's a whole nother healing modality on its own.
Right.
Believing that you're worth, as we know, believing that you're worth taking the time to do a little bit of, even if it's 5 minutes,
Hmm.
or just starting by saying, again, the music stuff's easy because most people listen to music. Come up with a line. Don't even listen. But what line of music really moves you, really touches you? Start there.
Hmm.
Because music will help you, usually will help you focus because you're intent on listening to the lyrics or feeling the music or whatever. So I don't know, you have to do it to experience it.
Okay. So I know we were going to do some stuff at the end, but
Good,
how about now then? We do a little
good,
bit of like the interactive piece so people can
good,
see. And
good.
I can be the guinea pig or people can kind of chime in. But I
Okay.
guess how would we walk through writing, a haiku for someone that's never really done it before? And you can pick any
Okay.
topic for me. I'll be
Okay.
I'll
Are we talking about here now or like if I was working with a client?
I'll be your client.
Okay, great.
I'll pretend I'm
So
your client.
what I would do, depending on our relationship already, because everything
Mhm.
depends on relationship.
Mhm.
I don't with every client that comes in, I don't go, we're going to write haiku. That's what I do. I
Okay.
do a lot of different things. I pick and choose.
Okay.
Um, but when I find out that someone loves music or is interested in writing or has a journaling practice or journaled in the past or keeps a diary, or a teacher, anyone who I get the feel might enjoy writing a little bit, I'll mention the haiku. Plus, a lot of my clients inspire me with things that they say or images they come up with, and I'll write a haiku and I'll say, you inspired me to write a haiku about this. Yeah, so I share that with them. It makes them feel good
Yeah,
that I care and that they're somewhere in my psyche.
right.
Not too much outside of sessions. So I'm inspired by haikus all the time. But what I will do is I will pull out my oh my smallish whiteboard. The smallish whiteboard has a haiku on it. Oh, I'm going to share it with y'all. It was a particular client. We were talking about loneliness, and what that we came up together with is get your fingers out. I am so lonely. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hmm.
Prioritize me. This was a client who came from an emotionally neglectful family, and they were speaking to one of their parents. I don't recall who, but yes, I use swear words because swearing is expressive.
Mhm.
You don't have to use swear words, but again, silencing the inner critic, uh, swearing is powerful. And so, sorry, I should just do F and then asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. But that was 575. And this was very strong feeling that someone had once I gave them permission to express loneliness and anger,
Hmm.
a lot of feelings at once. So I'm erasing. So what I would do is I would get out my whiteboard and I would get out this. So Courtney, let's say we know each other. What's the biggest stressor in your life, for example? If you don't
Um,
mind.
sure. Let me think of one.
You can lie.
Um, let's see. Right now, the biggest stressor I'll say is feeling like you don't have enough time in the day.
Oh, that again. Okay, that's what I was referring to before.
Oh.
Someone was asking, how do you focus and how do you like,
Mhm.
it's not a problem for me because I do this. And this is something, again, I wouldn't do this with somebody I just met. So we're going to
Oh.
imagine you and I have a relationship already a little bit.
Mhm.
And I know you're stressed because you're a working professional, a helping professional, and maybe you have a couple kids at home and a partnership. So you got almost too much to do.
Okay.
Um, what's the out of all those things time wise? So what I'm doing, folks, everybody who's asking is I already know you, so concepts and ideas and thoughts and words would come up. So we just talk about, I said stress. And then I'm going to ask you to funnel down a little bit.
Okay.
What's the thing that is the hardest for you, like today, for
All right.
example?
So
What?
I'll say finding time for myself, then the self-care
Yeah.
of
Right.
my life and not feeling so like stretched thin.
Right. Right. Do you have any time today to devote 5 minutes to yourself?
I could find 5 minutes, sure.
You can find 5 minutes.
Hmm.
Okay. How do you sleep? How well do you sleep is what I mean, not
I would,
versus one.
I'll say I sleep very well.
You
Sleep is
do.
okay. Hmm.
Oh, see, I'm already getting really personal. You can lie to me because
Oh, this is not true, by the
oh,
way.
oh,
I'm just being your
oh,
client.
oh, you're just being my client. Okay, good. Are you using any sleep aids
No.
at all? No, you sleep very well.
Hmm.
Fantastic. Is sleep for you then like something that helps you de-stress?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm. Yep, no problem sleeping.
Oh, so how does sleep make you feel?
Rested, and then when I wake up, I feel good. And then as the day goes on is when the stress starts and the demands
Okay.
and feeling
Okay.
overwhelmed.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. This is hard to be put on the spot when I don't know you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do this as a therapist with a client
Right.
necessarily because I'd already know a lot about you and what your
Mhm.
issues were, what you were
Right.
coming in to address. But let's say so you're burnt, you're stressed out, you're burned out. That's very common too. So what might you need not to feel so stressed out? Let's give it a positive spin, and that's sleep. So let's write a haiku about sleep.
Okay.
Okay, so let's play.
All
Can
right.
can you come up with a line? Because a lot of people can't or
Mm.
won't. So I might come up with the first line.
Okay.
Sleeping makes me calm. Simple.
Okay. I
Sleeping
like that
makes
one.
me calm.
Hmm.
Or I'll jot it down. We can
Okay.
erase it.
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
And you said too in the book you can pronounce words differently if you want to, right?
Sure. You have poetic license here. Yeah.
Okay.
If people don't remember, that's just, you can play with language however you want. Nobody's giving you a grade here. In
Hmm.
traditional formal haiku, if you were writing it, yes, somebody might question your syllabication. I'm
Okay.
not going to be so fussy, but
Okay.
I do like the challenge personally of having to mess around. Like
Hmm.
some words, for like the words for 3 words for anger, you say, oh, this is 6 syllables. I need a 2 syllable word for anger instead of a 3 syllable word. And you can go like mad is 1,
Hmm.
angry is 2, furious is 3. So you learn to play with language. And if you don't do that easily or well, you can use a thesaurus, if you remember what those are. Those are books with lists of words that are synonyms, the same kind of words.
Hmm.
And you got it's on your phone too. So you can play around with words. Did
Okay.
that answer your question?
Yes.
Calm, relaxed, 2 syllables.
Okay. So sleeping, what was it? Can you hold it up? I
Oh,
can't see it.
sorry.
Okay. Sleeping makes me calm.
Yeah,
Okay. When I sleep,
we're
I
playing.
feel better. Oh, when I
We're
sleep,
playing.
I feel better. Is that
When
seven?
I sleep, I feel better. Want that?
Sure.
Beautiful. When I sleep, I feel better. And we are simply playing. People with writing generally will think, oh, I'm writing. This is an assignment. I've got to get it right. There's none of that with this. We're
Mm-hmm.
just playing. You learn to enjoy just moving language around.
Okay.
Okay. Sleeping makes me calm. When I sleep, I feel better. What else might you say about sleep? Oops, sorry.
So now I'm thinking, okay, sleeping makes me calm. When I sleep, I feel better.
What else makes you calm? We can expand.
Uh,
Or
see, I would
tell me
go,
about how your bed is.
I would go more about sleeping, because
Beautiful.
I think, like I said, I'm not super creative though.
Okay, okay,
So it would just be more talking about like what sleep is to me instead of
okay.
more of how it makes me
Does
feel, which,
it doesn't, oh,
you know what I'm saying? But see, this
oh,
is good. This is the whole
ah,
process. Oh, we
yeah.
have someone wanted to help me out. It says
Right.
sleeping helps me heal.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a good one.
sleep helps me to heal. Can I throw the 2 in there? Do
Sure.
you mind?
No, it
Whoever,
was
sleep
Rebecca.
helps
Thank
me
you.
to heal. Sleep helps me to heal. Just checking. 5, sleeping makes me calm. When I sleep, I feel better. Sleep helps me to heal. Lovely. And I'm just looking, you used the word sleep a few times, so you're reinforcing. I'm sorry, I'm not used to doing it this way on a screen.
That's good.
Writing over there on the side and not showing what I'm writing. This is my learning curve. So,
So, okay. So yeah. So once that's written, where would you go with me on that?
oh, I wouldn't go anywhere. I'd go, nice job. That's really cool. And then I haven't used this. There was one young lady that I did use haikuing with on a regular basis for a while. She has alexithymia,
Mm,
which is uh, basically, if you don't know, folks, and a challenge in knowing what you're feeling and therefore how to express it to other people. So it can be
mhm,
very limiting, and it's associated often with like ADHD and autism, and other people might have alexithymia for a lot of reasons. But so anyway, so somebody with alexithymia, we were just picking an emotion, and I was asking her, when does she feel that, like angry or
mhm.
content, frustrated, sad,
Okay.
sticking with the basics. So for you, you started out though, we started out talking about um, feeling anxious, too much to do, and self-care.
Hmm.
We might write a haiku about your relationship with time to be a little philosophical,
Hmm.
you know? It's
So
just getting you to think about how you feel and talk about how you feel.
All right. So now you say there's no right or wrong.
No.
And would it be beneficial or not? If so, if that were my client, what if I said, okay, you say better, but what's another more descriptive word than better? Like, do you want to
Oh,
kind of move it
no.
forward or no? Because then they might feel like I'm criticizing them or that they didn't do
Well,
it good enough.
if you're stressed out and you don't have enough time for what? You said self-care.
Hmm.
Why is self-care important? What are you not feeling that you need to feel?
Hmm.
That's a real question.
Say that again? What am I?
What are you not feeling that you do need to feel?
Probably more, I would say more, um, like relaxed, like a
Hmm.
calm, content feeling.
Relax, relax, calm. I'm writing words down like a little thesaurus here. Content. I'm thinking a five-syllable word, equanimity. Ha ha ha. I'm a little Buddhist, so I will draw upon those words. I love the word equanimity. It's five syllables too. I have lists in my book of five-syllable and seven-syllable
Hmm.
words and phrases,
Yeah.
just so people can play. But equanimity and reciprocity is another good one for therapists. Anyway, equanimity means despite what's coming at you, being able to kind of stay calm a little bit. You can ride the waves of life, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't mean being calm. It means there's another great word, which is, it's ironic. I'm 63. I'm losing my words, yet I'm a wordsmith. I don't know.
So it's good to keep the conversation going with the client with the haiku and see kind of where that goes more.
Y yes.
Okay.
Some people
So,
might take to it and do it
mhm,
on their own and come and share some. I've had people do that.
okay.
But a lot of people struggle with self-expression.
Hmm.
In with, be it verbal or so many people who come, at least to me, I mean, so many of our issues are interpersonal.
Hmm.
They've learned to shut down,
Hmm.
quiet down, hold things in, repress, suppress, depress. Depression is just the opposite of expression,
Hmm.
really.
Right.
You hold things in.
So we're getting, so someone had said too that they might try this in their joint health and safety committee meetings as an OT, and other people want us to do more haikus. So I think the
Oh,
audience is
wow.
liking this
Wow. I'd love it if
strategy.
you guys can participate or contribute. Does anybody, one of the questions that Courtney sent my way, what time is it? Oh, we're good. Because we're already doing something interactive, which
Mhm.
is how I work as a therapist. I'm not used to just saying, write a haiku, let's examine it. It's just not how I work. I try to meet people where they're at. So, um, Courtney also said, could this be used as a group
Yeah.
therapy exercise? And someone said they want to use it in some kind of meeting.
Hmm.
There's actually something called Renga, which I believe was actually the original, one of the most famous haiku writers, Basho, a Japanese man from 500 years ago or so. Um, they did meet, people got together and they would do the first haiku, 575, and then someone else would do the next one, and then the next one, they would like build on it.
Hmm.
It's like yeah,
And
sounds
for
kind of fun.
groups, even for like in your book, you mentioned like trauma groups or anxiety, depression. I mean, like it's not, I mean, it really is a clinical strategy. It's not just a
Absolutely.
creative writing group. It's
Oh, no,
really
no,
for
no,
the healing
no.
process.
What you would do is, for example, in that case, I'm going to be spontaneous here with you, and is like if it's a trauma group, you might pick an emotion that's very common. I mean, trauma is being basically terrified and helpless at the same time,
Mm.
right? And not getting the support you need at the moment when something traumatic occurs. I'm thinking more childhood than
Mhm.
older, but and so to come up to write about fear, of course, and other questions that you were asking is, we could trigger someone in a, but I don't have an answer for that. If they're triggered by what they're maybe writing or hearing from other people, I would just do what I normally would do with someone who is being traumatized. I do have quite a lot of trauma work in my background. It would be to be there to help them ground, to help them unfreeze, come back, be
Mhm.
present. Whatever that takes for that individual.
Right.
I haven't been doing group therapy work. I'm only doing individual at this point.
Okay.
Um, but I also, I got to add on to that. If they're capable, I would have them write about that later,
Okay.
that
What
experience.
what happens when you have a client that doesn't, you said the expressive writing can be for yourself. If they don't want to share,
Yeah.
how do we, I guess, process it with them or see if it's beneficial to them? Like, how do we
Mhm.
incorporate that into really kind of like our treatment process if we don't know really what they're writing or how they're feeling about it?
I'd have to really think about that because it hasn't happened for me yet. Do you have an idea? Did you have something that you were thinking about that could work?
No, I was just thinking because I know in your book you said sometimes people don't like to share because it can
Right.
be personal or they think they're not, a good enough writer or they're not creative. And so then we say, kind of, you can do it anyway. I think it kind of goes back to you've probably done with your clients too. Okay, write a letter to someone, but you're not going to send it.
Oh, absolutely. The unedited letter.
Right. So it's kind of
Yes.
like that. But then I guess do you just ask them, how did it make you feel during it, even though you don't tell me
Yes.
what you wrote?
I think in that case, if someone took to writing haiku enough that it might become a part of their treatment plan, like weekly or however often we met. I think, but I'm a former educator too, that I would devise some sort of calendar or schedule or like this week, like with my book, we start out with something easy, nature. We'd run through maybe some positive emotions. That's where I start the book to get people comfortable without having to delve into
Okay.
difficulties. I get people writing about nature and then about joy or happiness or contentment or tranquility. Tranquility. Ooh, tongue. So, 4 syllables. So I get them writing about something positive, and then I'd get them introduce a more challenging emotion, basic ones, right? Like sadness is just so prevalent. Sadness underlies so many things. And anger, it's happy cousin. Anger going along with sadness is a huge one.
Mhm.
And fear. Those are three basic emotions. If you also, if you were working with kids, you might really just focus on those three plus a lot of positive ones.
Mhm.
Um, so, um, I was going to say, so using as a part of the treatment, I would probably start out with them doing something easier and
Okay.
build into.
Hmm.
It's just like working with trauma, depending on your approach. So
Right.
many things are not possible without developing a relationship of trust to begin with.
Mhm. Okay. So it
People
sounds
have
like with a lot of the, therapeutic tools that we use. So you start the writing process maybe with something
accessible.
non-healing in a way, I guess, right? And
Yeah.
then, I mean, I guess all writing is healing, but then maybe go into the trauma of it or the, negative emotions.
Yes, I
Start
have
from
not used it that way yet. Really going deeply
that.
into, which would be wonderful. Would I love to do that? Yes. With the clientele and the place I'm working, and I'm not doing that.
Mhm.
But yes, it that does have a definite application to
Okay.
go deeper and deeper and deeper into
Mhm.
the self with a witness, with
Mhm.
someone supporting you as you do it.
We have another haiku that someone wanted to share. Wonderful to do. Now we focus together, illuminating.
Ooh, ooh. Whoever wrote that, illuminating's beautiful. 5 syllables
Uh,
and a great word. How evocative that is.
have you found in your work with even the one-on-one clients, are there certain types of clients or a diagnosis that they have that you see haiku kind of work better with or more beneficial, anything like that, or it just depends?
Not necessarily. I don't think I have enough information.
Hmm.
This is good stuff. Are you going to study this, Courtney? Is anybody out there interested in doing, who's writing that? Love that kind of connects with creative. Yeah, yeah. Um, so lost myself there, got
That's all
distracted by
right.
the screen.
We were talking about group therapy and in the
Mhm.
different, populations. So let's
Yes.
do How about another example? And if anybody would like to unmute or be seen on the screen, we're happy
Hmm.
to do that, but I can also be the example. But what would be another, like we said, we start with an easier one, and then go into like a mixed emotion, or what other example do you think would be beneficial for us to share with everyone?
Wait a minute, you're asking me? I
What
saw your
example?
eyes wandering a little bit,
I
so
was reading other things. Yes,
okay.
asking you. Another
So
example. Mhm.
of
A haiku, like a prompt.
a prompt. Well, I will start out, let's I think we have time.
Mhm.
Let's do it. I'll start out with nature because it's easy.
Okay.
Pick either your favorite season
Mhm.
or your favorite weather condition. Maybe it's too much. I'm giving too many options here. Uh, your favorite season, your favorite weather condition, like whether you love snow or the sunshine, or rainstorms. Yeah, those two. Pick one of those. So your favorite season or your favorite weather condition and express why you like it. That's it. Take your time.
All right, so take a couple minutes. Everyone can
Um,
write down.
and I don't know where y'all live. I'm in New York State, so I do have the four seasons, although the middle two are disappearing with global warming. Anyway, uh, so pick your favorite season or your favorite weather condition.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. 575. Move things around. Um, Grammar does not matter. See, this is where I'd be, as the former teacher, I'd be helping people a little bit. If they're like,
Mhm.
I'm stuck on this, I'd be like, oh, well, this is a two-syllable word, or can you drop the?
Okay.
So play around, move things around. Hmm.
All right. If anybody,
Oh, they might need more time.
okay, sorry, I'm rushing.
My glasses. Yeah, we can do like, we'll do that one. And then, yeah, we can do two more. Well, after we do the nature one,
Hmm.
we'll do a positive emotion and then a more difficult emotion.
Okay.
Or downright vehement. That's what I call them sometimes. Vehement emotions.
A comment too, someone had a client that they're seeing and she has experienced infidelity in her marriage. It happened 3 years ago, but she keeps saying hurt. I'm wondering how to use haiku for this client. Interesting. If you have a
Oh,
client that kind of continues with the same, word, it would be interesting to
beautiful.
put that in a haiku.
Beautiful. Oh, what I would do, of course, my background is in language and I love it. You know how there are lists of emotions? We have lists of there's a lot of different kinds of lists. Some are some basic emotions and they're listed with synonyms, any kind of word that might have to do
Mhm.
with that. Um, like sadness, despondent, lonely, blah, blah, blah. There's also lists of words where you can take sadness and look at varying degrees of sadness or anger's a big one. I've got my manometer over here, and I love this one. I made it for kids, but it's the thermometer of anger, and it goes from chill or cool or calm to bothered or frustrated or annoyed to mad, angry, pissed off, aggravated to furious, enraged, explosive, boiling. So you can find lists where they do varying degrees of feelings. So with that client, I would find hurt and I would find a list of words that have to do with hurt and just get them talking about that.
Hmm.
Other places in their life where they felt hurt. Maybe use that as the focal point of some haikus. If this person asking thinks that somebody might like haikus,
Hmm.
write about different episodes or experiences of, or again, I'm very somatically inclined as well. I've been doing yoga for like 29 years. So I'll go into the body,
Hmm.
how did how does it feel when, whether it's with the infidelity or some other kind of hurt? Because they sound stuck in pain
Okay. All
and
right, so
hurt.
we have some, I'll just read. Thunderstorms rock. I
Oh,
love the lightning flashing, booms of energy.
yes.
Fall is the season, orange and olive green are peaceful colors.
Beautiful. The senses also, bringing in the senses as we do as grounding professionals, right? Beautiful, folks.
Sunshine is bright. When it hits my face, I smile. What a lovely day. And then the spring is in, oh, it moved. The spring is my heart. Leaves, dew drops on the petals, a beautiful shine.
Ooh,
Oh, you guys are
oh,
good.
these are good ones. Did anyone write a difficult one? Like like about earthquakes or mosquitoes or ticks, my very not favorite, and poison ivy too.
Hmm.
Ugh. No, no eco grief there.
No,
All right, good. These
we're
were
keeping it
positive ones.
positive.
That's nice because you could also write about the challenging weather, which I
Hmm.
do sometimes. Like water adds to life, but it also can drown
Hmm.
seedlings, you know.
Well, it's
Like,
important. And again, in the book you mentioned too about it can help with conflicting emotions.
yes.
So I think it would be great, if you have a situation, you have a positive haiku and maybe a more negative, maybe not negative is the right word, but just
Well,
that conflicting emotion. If
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. You asked another one of your questions. We may be getting there too soon, but we're kind of going all over the place.
Mhm.
Um, if people do want to use this, I know the people who are coming, I believe, are mental health professionals today, but we're people too. I use haikus and they work for me. And so I'm able to, with lived experience, say this is how they work, and I'm continuing to learn. But one of the little practices, if you enjoy doing this, you could do is daily write a, a, a positive haiku and a negative haiku, or
Hmm.
write a haiku about a glimmer,
Hmm.
something that uplifts you, and write a haiku about something that triggered you during the day. So you're doing some positive and negative.
Hmm.
So that's a thought
Yeah,
for a daily practice.
I like it. All
Okay,
right.
those are beautiful. Courtney, did you write one?
I did.
Will you share? You
I
don't have
will.
to. Okay.
The sun is shining, a beautiful small island. What more could you want?
Ooh. Mm. Oh. Oh, and with as I read, I don't know Courtney, but I read a little bit about her with the attitude of, I guess, part of Stoic philosophy is what's enough, being satisfied with what is. That was a beautiful reflection of
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Like what was the last line?
What more could you want?
What more could you want? Being present and enjoying what you got, gratitude, all
Oh, we
that.
have one question. Could you share the matometer again?
Oh, absolutely. I got this. I was working with kids for a while, 10, 15 years ago, and the manometer goes like this. It says down at the bottom, how angry are you? And so I start with being cool and calm and collected. And then there's a thermometer that I've drawn where you're going to explode like a volcano. I call it the manometer, or you can call it the madometer. I don't know. And so the words I use, and you can grab a thesaurus, or are at zero, cool, bothered, fine, calm. Technologically speaking, is there some way for me to like take a picture of this and share it with y'all? I don't know.
We could if you hold it up, we could probably do like a screenshot.
Can you
Back it
see?
up a little bit. Yep, just keep it right
Really?
there for a minute.
Really?
Yeah, and then when it records, we
Okay.
can do a
Will
screenshot
that
of it.
work? And I'll finish explaining it. Yeah?
Yeah, perfect.
You done?
Hmm.
Technosaurus. I invented the word, yeah, I think. So anyway, and then it goes into 4 degrees. So it starts out zero is chill and cool, low levels of anger. When you're frustrated or annoyed or bothered, something's, getting at you, digging at you a little bit, poking, and then it turns into mad or angry, pissed off, I guess. And then 3, enraged, furious, explosive. 4, boiling mad, out of control. Can't. So that's all that was. I have a satometer too, but it's basically the same idea.
Okay. All right, so let's do another
Yeah.
haiku. But I'm wondering if we could,
Mm-hmm.
if it's a positive emotion or negative emotion, but maybe tailor it to us as mental health professionals. So
Oh,
a haiku to help our, self-care and healing process, not just our clients.
okay. Let me think about a good prompt for that. Mm, yes. What what is there too much of? What is there not enough of? What do you need that you're not getting?
Okay.
Unmet needs. See, I'm already just going like a thesaurus. The ideas are coming to me. Unmet needs. Um, mhm.
Fine. All right, so 575.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. This is really hard to do on on the spur of the moment. Just so you
Mm.
all know, it's hard for me too. I write when I'm inspired or when I have something that is niggling at me inside. So to have somebody throw something at you and just kind of get it out in 2 or 3 minutes is even hard for me. Just
So
saying.
even when working with clients then too, right, it's more of, okay, it's not this is what you're doing now, but how do we kind of integrate it into the regular therapy session or when you have a feeling?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yes.
we have
Except in
one.
the case of alexithymia, maybe, where we know that what a person's really struggling with is emotional recognition
Mhm.
and therefore emotional expression, which impacts interpersonal relationships.
All right, we have one we'll
Hmm.
share. Okay. We
Hmm.
need our self-care. Breathe, haiku, walk away, come back refreshed, light.
Beautiful. Breathe. Breathe. Not breathe haiku, but breathe,
Right.
period, haiku, period. Okay. Just wondering. Or breathe haiku.
Here's another one. What am
Yes.
I missing is a space to be myself. Just leave me alone.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So you
And
need maybe silence, isolation, quiet. I wrote about feeling like a rubber band, an old rubber band that's going to break. I've held things together so long, but my
mhm.
elasticity, flexibility, elasticity is like shot. That's like burnout, right? Overwhelm. Mm-hmm. Being pushed to the breaking point. Oh, so many things come up. Oh, we got another one.
Longing for more time, depleted and so weary. Pay attention, breathe. All right, so now we have a question. So now someone says, I'm not sure if this hits 575.
Let's
So
play with it.
you will
Let's
let
play
us
with
know.
it.
To feel heard and seen, to disappear in the quietness, a balanced life is what I need. Ooh,
Does this person want to play with it? I'll show you the process or no.
let's see if
I don't
she,
know what you want, Courtney. We're juggling three people's needs here.
right. Yeah, play.
Would that person like
How
it?
would you, if that were your client, I guess, how would you have
Great.
to proceed?
Read it to me again. The first was five.
Yes, she said yes. Okay, so to feel heard and seen,
To feel heard, okay, and seen.
to disappear in the quietness,
Okay. Yep.
A balanced life is what I need.
A balanced life is what I need. Great. So what you just did, you said, what's the name of the person who wrote this first name? You remember?
Um,
Um,
Shamika,
Shamika or
I
Chamika?
believe so.
Shamika? I hope it's
I hope
Shamika.
I'm saying that right.
That's right. Shamika. So the first line, to feel heard and seen. Oh yeah. To disappear in the quietness. Okay. I'm thinking of other words for quietness because that came out long. To disappear in the quietness. I think that was 9 instead of 7. So I'm already, but this is how my brain works, playing with another word for quietness. Can you all, like group work here, pitch in? What's another word for quietness? Courtney, you got one? I
Hmm.
got void,
Oh,
silence.
silence. Oh, there we go.
What do you got, folks?
Quiet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shorten it right down.
Hmm.
It may lose the tone or the meaning or the tenor, but that's up to the writer to decide. Well, this doesn't say exactly what I want. We're all pitching in and helping out, but it's personal. It's personal. Void, silence, and just quiet to disappear in the quiet. How about to feel heard and seen, disappear in the quiet?
Hmm.
Would that be the same thing, Shamika? I don't know. That's what I'm going to go with. Disappear in the quiet.
Hmm.
Again, just
Did I find the
playing.
word abyss? It's a good word.
Ooh, ooh, which could imply something
Mm-hmm.
negative, maybe, or maybe it'd feel great. Has anybody done propofol when you had your colonoscopy? Oh no, you're not 63. So many, I work well with middle-aged women. So many of people who've had a colonoscopy, there's a medicine that they give you to put you under. And a lot of women say, who are juggling kids maybe and parents and jobs or not, they're saying it's the best nap they've ever had. So we joke about propofol, sorry.
Oh, yes. Someone said it's great stuff.
Okay, good. So speaking of the void, so we're back to Shamika and to feel heard and seen, disappear in the quiet. A balanced life is what I need. I need more balance.
Hmm.
Shamika?
That
Um,
could work.
I need more, but we're just moving things around and playing and being flexible.
Hmm.
Interesting how many of us, professionals, can be quite, it's not rigid, but thoughtful and precise. I work, yeah, and the ability to just let go.
Mm-hmm.
Letting go, right? Surrender,
Hmm.
letting be,
Right.
all
Good.
that stuff. But it's a practice.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to write a good one at first.
Yeah.
You're just expressing yourself. 575.
We have one more. It's funny, we were talking about this before everybody
Beautiful.
got on. Feeling
Beautiful.
eco grief,
Oh,
smoke from Canadian fires, dangerous to breathe.
yeah. Oh, oh, absolutely. Because breathing is essential.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, all right. Well, we are coming up on the hour. I have to say, this
No,
is
no.
such
Can we stay
great,
another hour?
I know, such great interaction and
This is too good.
communication from everybody.
Yeah.
I'm thinking everybody got a lot out of this, so thank you so much for sharing this. I know I'll take it with me into my practice.
Okay.
Um, Anything else, any final words that you hope, clinicians will kind of take with them or an ending saying from you? Oh, it's people are saying thank you, much needed. I think it was good for us therapists to have this little writing process too.
Lovely. It's funny. I haven't published before, but when I take my book, when I sell one of my books, people go, "Oh, would you write something in it?" And I usually just write to balance and wholeness.
Mm,
This writing for us as humans and helping professionals as well as the people we serve, it's really my goal was going through the whole gamut, not every emotion, but many, many different emotions. I don't know, from the positive to the more difficult and complex emotions, probably cover 25 or 30 in the book,
mm,
giving people an opportunity to explore and write about it. It's about being whole, especially with the dark, difficult stuff.
hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
there's
Again, thank you.
noticing the beautiful and letting the dark stuff come
Mm.
up and out, find the light.
Like I said, we're getting a lot of good feedback, and I think it was a
Cool.
nice little reset for us providers.
Great.
We have the link in the chat, so if you want a
Okay.
continuing education credit from it, just follow the link. And Anne, thank you again for being here, and I hope everyone can join us next month for our next clinical conversation.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, bye
Thanks,
guys. Thank you.
everybody.
Behavioral health professionals bring something extraordinary into the world: empathy, expertise, and a steadfast dedication to healing. But this calling isn't easy. It demands more than compassion. It requires continuous learning, staying current with research, refining clinical skills, and building resilience together. That's why we created Hatherleigh. Hatherleigh is a lifelong learning, peer education, and connection platform designed exclusively for behavioral health professionals like you. Psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, social workers, psychiatric nurses, addiction specialists. For over 40 years, we've been a trusted partner in your professional journey, delivering innovative, integrated, and accessible continuing education, backed by the community, free from commercial influence. Whether you're seeking to expand your knowledge, earn CE or CME credits, or engage with fellow professionals across disciplines, Hatherleigh is here for lifelong learning, for peer connection, for professional growth. Hatherleigh, let's shape the future of mental health together.